While on a 3-month sabbatical from my church, funded by the Lilly Endowment's Clergy Renewal Program in 2004, I took out my Bible in the middle of a 2-day bus ride between Ethiopian capital Addis Ababa and Bahir Dar. I was preparing for some prayer and meditation, simply letting the Bible fall open wherever it would take me. I laughed out loud when it opened to Psalm 136. Of course, I thought, this is a psalm you must come to Ethiopia to understand. In each verse, God's wisdom, power, generosity, and ability to sustain us in hopeless situations are gloriously described. 26 instances are named, and 26 times we repeat the refrain, "For God's steadfast love endures forever." I've used this psalm in worship only twice in the past 10 years. I know what happens. Somewhere around the 9th repetition, people are no longer thinking about the psalm. They're wondering when it will end. By the 12th refrain, they're daydreaming about the dinner party they attended last night or making a grocery list for the afternoon. By the 18th or 19th time, some are nervously glancing at their watches thinking, who chose this psalm? I've got much better things to do than waste my time repeating the obvious. In Ethiopia, it seems, you are never in a rush. The roads are nearly all unpaved. This turned what would have been a 6-hour journey in the United States into a 16-hour one with 2 mechanical breakdowns. No matter. Most Ethiopians don't use roads for driving anyway. They're used for walking. Vehicles of any sort are so rare, people walk right down the center of major freeways, jumping excitedly out of the way when a vehicle approaches from behind. As I and a friend toured the country, we marveled as people ranging from young girls to old men walked, often in bare feet, laden with goods destined for village markets, sometimes 10 to 20 kilometers away. The pace of life slows considerably when you're walking so far, one way, to sell a bundle of firewood and a goat or two. As difficult as these journeys seemed, I found my busybody Western heart yearning for the kind of time they had to spare talking with friends as they walked, or just quietly thinking to themselves. When did I last have the luxury of spending hour upon hour with friends and family, or quietly wandering by myself? In Ethiopia, people don't have to rush through Psalm 136. They have the time to read it again and again, pondering each of the manifestations of God's enduring love and power. They have time to identify God at work in their own lives, learning to trust in God's power to overcome even the most hopeless of struggles. While Ethiopians enjoy a good deal less material wealth than I have as a middle-class American, on occasion even struggling with life-threatening famine and drought, they enjoy copious amounts of a resource I seem to have precious little of: time. And without time, what is life? Their lives are woven into the very fabric of eternity, as each day they experience what it means to steadfastly endure, to be delivered from adversity, and to give thanks. I'm not saying I would trade my life for theirs, but I do think I would like to read Psalm 136, giving thanks for God's wisdom, power, generosity, and ability to sustain me in hopeless situations without once looking at my watch.